I got a couple of paragraphs that I'm going to read to you. I'm going to have this on the screen. Here's what I've got. All right, it's in the middle of my article. When the only difference between the level of knowledge, let's still talking about the haves and the have-nots, those who understand money and those who use money, those who understand it at a multidimensional level and those who understand it at a two-dimensional level. Those that understand it at a two-dimensional level, make it and spend it. Make it and spend it. Those who understand it as a multidimensional level, figure out how to make it so that they're making a lot of money with it. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. There are a few people who understand money. And the way that this works is that those who don't understand it will eventually funnel all of their money to the ones that understand it. Watch this. When the only difference between the two is the level of knowledge and the ignorance on both sides, I propose that those in the know want to remain the ones with the power of this knowledge and invent cunningly devised fables so that the two-dimensional players believe that they are being benefited somehow. While in reality, a new type of slavery has emerged, the one predicted in the Bible. The borrower is slave to the lender. When the game is played with the intention of keeping the 98% in the dark, then we have crossed over into the realm of financial violence. More and more ways are invented to gain more and more access to resources that can be exposed to the power of compounding interest to build wealth. We are being used as resources to tap. You go to work, you turn your effort, your labor into money, which I'm going to now figure out how I can tap that money so that you can end up paying me for the rest of your life to borrow it from me, because I don't manufacture anything. I don't make anything. I just lend out money and then you pay for the use of that money. And I'm going to figure out how you're going to learn how to like it and love it so that, okay, here's the main part. If I do this correctly as a banker, I will get you to victimize yourself and you don't even realize it. And you think you're doing a good thing. Now, am I anti-bank? Not at all. I am pro-education because I love the bank. Listen, I think everybody ought to win. When it comes to banking, there shouldn't be winners and losers. I think everybody ought to win. Flame, do you know of a way to go into a bank and come out with money?
That I do know how to do. Okay. I know how to do that. I know how to walk out of that bank with some cash money in your hand. That's one thing I know how to.
Okay. Flame, since you know how to do it, can you teach me how to do it?
For facts.
Okay.
Sure can.
Do most people know how to do it? How to go in and get the kind of money you're talking about?
No, they do not.
Okay. So if most people knew it, then the bank could win and then I could win. And so here's the thing, folks, because of what we're teaching here, what Flame teaches, what Credit God teaches, what I teach. Okay. Then people say, well, shouldn't the bank be upset because I'm teaching people how to save all of that interest? I'm teaching them how to save 75% of that interest that they don't have to pay. Flame is teaching them how to go into a bank to get money so they can level up their business. Credit Goddess is teaching them how to make sure that your credit profile looks good so that you can go in and get the money that Flame is talking about. So here's what I mean by that, folks. If we can level up and know this, then we can go into the bank and start to play the game well. So is it because the banks would make less money? Is that why they're going to be upset? It can't be. That can't be the reason. Do you know why? And I'm going to tell you why that can't be the reason. Because if I'm making money, Flame, if I'm saving money, P.I.L.L method, if I'm leveling up my credit so that I can access the money, credit goddess, once I do all of that, where am I going to keep the money? Where am I going to keep all this money that I have? Am I going to keep it in my mattress, or am I going to keep it in the bank? Or am I going to put it back in the banking system? So isn't the bank still winning, even though I'm winning? Credit goddess Flame, what do you think about that? Aren't we both? Come on, Flame, talk to me.
Nah, that's exactly it. You guys putting yourself in position to win all the way around. Because if you listen to the method from the P.I.L.L method, what happens is the banks will be making money, right? We're not going to sit here and tell you that the bank's not going to make any money. The banks will make money, except for we're limited on the amount of money that the banks can make off of you. That's what this whole thing is about, right? And so when you start to go from 51% to 3%, I mean, if somebody can't understand that, I don't know what else to explain to them.
Listen, folks, so let me go in here and teach you some things that we have been taught to believe that is really financial violence. I'm putting this thing back up on the screen so that you can see something that's very important. The reason why the bank has chosen this formula, because they make a lot of money with it. Now, because this is right here in front of us, it's called something that's being hidden in plain sight. Why didn't we understand it before? Because everybody is doing it. And it's been accepted as the norm. Something that's been accepted as the norm, we go ahead and say, oh, nobody is objecting to it. My parents have a mortgage. My grandparents have a mortgage. I'm going to get a mortgage. It's being accepted. But I want you to take a look at all the interest payments here that start out at $500 and then go down to $499. Every month, these folks are making this payment. It's in the high 400s. And then, so I want you to see how long it stays at the $400 level in paying interest every single month. I mean, you're just giving the money away. Okay. It's like buying gas at $3 a gallon. Okay. You're paying $3, but you're only getting $1. Just $2 is just being thrown away. Okay. So here's what we're doing. We're making a payment here, and $499 is going to interest. So it stays in 400s for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, $400 a month thrown away. 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9.5 years. Paying on this, it stays in the 400s before it drops into the 300s every month. And then the bank comes and says, oh, you're not giving us enough money now, so we're going to have to refinance you so you can get a lower payment. Okay, we're going to have to refinance you to get a lower payment. And then so that we can start this process all over again. So you're giving more of your money to us up front, in the front of this loan. But just recently, I met a person in Nashville, Tennessee, and he is somebody who is famous, who has used this method to pay off his mortgage in 4 years. He's paid off his mortgage. And then he gave us permission to put a commercial together so that we can send this out to the world. I need you to listen and watch our commercial so people can know what's going on here and what they can do about it. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L.L Method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. One of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to PILLmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today.